Hey guys, coming back at you again. I know I took a little break, had a little moment to myself, but had to really think about this one. I was supposed to go shoot this outside, so uh, that didn't happen. But nevertheless, uh, I'm going to make it appear like it was outside. The topic I would like to talk about today is hiding behind your fig leaves. Hiding behind your fig leaves. A lot of times we often talk about Adam and Eve and how they hid behind their fig leaves. But in 2019, we're hiding behind our fig leaves as well. Those fig leaves could be lying to prevent from being discovered. It could be drinking, some kind of substance abuse. It could be going to the gym to work out to prevent from facing, reality. It could be one of my favorites, taking a drive. Not wanting to have that discussion. But a lot of times we do these things to prevent from facing the reality of what we need to talk about. And we get to a point to where, it becomes a habit and we never get to talk about those important things to our spouse, to our kids, and even to ourselves, to face the truth and to get healing from it. And we just do whatever to pass that time away. But we got to get out of hiding. I know God came in the cool of the evening to look for Adam and Eve, but now God is looking for us day, afternoon, and night from the things that we hide from. Um, for me, that driving, not wanting to face different topics or situations, it feels good. Can't tell you no lie. It feels good to drive and relax and get your mind free. And I'm not going to say that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's bad when you come back and you don't open up. You don't ask for forgiveness to the person. You don't ask for forgiveness to God. And you don't even ask for forgiveness to yourself. And you just continue through life hiding behind those fig leaves. And we can no longer do that. If we're expecting ourselves to prosper and we're expecting God to prosper us, we have to get beyond those things. Get beyond those fig leaves that Adam hid behind. Get beyond the fig leaves that you're hiding behind. We can no longer do that. We can no longer do that. Now, what are some of the fig leaves that you're hiding behind? Leave some comments below and confess it. That's the only way you get healing, is confess it to God, confess it to yourself. And if you choose to, you can confess it below. But it's good to get it out. It's good to face those individuals that, you've been dodging. If you owe somebody some money, you're dodging them. That's your leaf. Just pay them the money or just call them and say, hey, I don't have your money and I don't know when I'm going to have it. But when I get it, I'm going to get it to you. Some fig leaves are our own house. Jehovah's Witness, knock on the door, ring the doorbell. What do? Oh my God, be still. Can they see us? Can they hear us? Why are you hiding? Open that door and say, hey, I don't want to receive your tract. I'm good. And no, you're not going to convince me to join to be a Jehovah's Witness or Latter-day Saints or Mormon or whatever the case may be. So let's stop hiding behind these four walls that we call home or work or the gym or taking that drive or going on a trip or ignoring phone calls. At some point, you're going to have to deal with that. So hiding behind fig leaves, I can't take the credit for the title. I was watching Bishop T.D. Jakes Father's Day message, and he was talking on the subject of hiding behind fig leaves. And the service and the message really touched me. It really brought some clarity about what we do in 2019, or what we've been doing since Adam. And I made up in my mind and I said, I no longer want to hide behind fig leaves. I no longer want to take that drive. Or I think one of my other favorite ones is to shut down and not say anything at all. And I no longer want to do that. And I know it takes work, and it takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of failing too. But that I don't mind, because I would rather try and fail and not try at all. I never want to be looked upon as a runner. And I think a lot of us, we get into a habit of when something gets tough, we run or we hide. And that's not who God is in us. We're God's. Gods don't hide. Let me say that again. Gods don't hide. They are who they are. And they face up to the challenges that's ahead of them. And at some point in your life, you have to realize that, like my bishop used to say, I get sick and tired of being sick and tired. I get sick and tired of seeing the same results. Sick and tired of, year after year, month after month, day after day, hour after hour. It never changes. And even though inside yourself you feel like, hey, I've changed. I've made some changes for the best. And, I thank God for allowing me to, and walking with me through those changes. Yes. That statement can be true sometimes. But in our hearts of hearts, we know that there are some things that needs to be uncovered. We know there are some people that we need to talk to and, get forgiveness from. We know that we got to look in that mirror every single morning and say, hey, I need to forgive you. Which means yourself. You need to forgive yourself as well. And stop hiding behind, well, no one saw me, so I don't need to repent from that. Yes, you do. God saw you. And you saw you. And the crazy part is that we beat ourselves up more than other people beat us up. And with that being said, you don't want to face that every morning, that guilt, that condemnation that you put on yourself. And even if you ask God to forgive you, and He did, you still wake up and say, oh my God, I can't believe that happened and I did that. And you bring it all back upon you just that fast because you hadn't let it go. So we got to stop hiding behind the fear and guilt and condemnation that even we put on ourselves, even after we ask God to forgive us. We got to let that go. And so for us men, especially, not to exclude women, but for us men, we have to learn from the example of Yeshua. That everything that I do, I take responsibility for. And though He was perfect, He did everything in goodness and in light. Us being imperfect, that's why He died, so we can say, God forgive me. Yeshua forgive me for my sins. And that they cleanse us and wash us and put us through the fire, to remold and reshape us. So we can no longer hide behind those private sins that nobody, or you think nobody knows. We can no longer hide behind the stuff we said to our spouses, to our children, to our co-workers at work. We need to come clean and get forgiveness, and so that we can walk upright. If you like what you see on this channel, please subscribe and leave your comments below.